Hello, my battalion and viewers. I'm the Knight of Arcane, and with the release of Sonic the Hedgehog Free, the movie, I wanted to do something. I had a few ideas, but seasonal stuff did not get me to do it, but I decided to get this out instead. This was an idea I've had for a while, originally planning to do it just on a stream, but now I'm doing it now. And that is designing Maria if she survived the event 50 years ago on the Ark. This is mostly based off of, partially based off of like lore and like games and stuff. Obviously, still making up stuff as I go. So let's see what I came up with, shall we? Maria looked out across the sea from the bridge of her airship, her gaze as cold as the waters below her. It had been almost 50 years since the incident. The one that brought her down to the planet, when she lost her best friend, maybe forever, that ended with the death of her grandfather, and the death of both her innocence and her dream. A single tear started to form in her eye, causing the older woman to scoff. There was no reason for her to cry over the pathetic dreams of a naive child. Gunn made sure of that. They tried to ruin the Robotnik family, spread horrible lies to the nations and kingdoms of the planet, of them creating weapons to control the world, and about them working with beings some would compare to the devil, that demonic forces were used to make her best friend. It hurt that Abe spread that lie in particular, even if the two never got along. But everything that Gunn tried to do, tried to take after her grandfather, Maria was able to thwart or counter to the best of her abilities, able to make sure her family survived and thrived so they could have their revenge. As doctor, matriarch, and leader of the Robotnik family, Maria worked endlessly with her cousin Ivo to create their family's legacy, the Robotnik Empire, creating robots and machines to rival any kingdom, nation, or organization that got in their way of world conquest. While a certain blue hedgehog has got in their way multiple times, if he only saw the truth, he'd join their cause. Even still, Maria and Ivo had machines to match the blue blur in combat, including one she designed herself, based off the ultimate life form. She looked up to the sky. It was faint, but she could make out the Ark just barely, almost like a second moon, and she thought of days long past. A drone then approached her with a message from her cousin. For the past 3 years, Ivo had found and been tracking something Gunn had hidden deep in a secret base, and he was going to retrieve it, but sent word to her first about what they tried to hide. They had found Project Shadow, and that brought both a smile and a laugh to Maria Robotnik's face. Like I said, I had this idea for a while, and while probably most people would be like, oh, if Maria survived, maybe she'd be like good or something. After all like, Maria's dream and all for whatever, or being peace and all. I decided, nah, we're gonna have her lead what in most media they call the Eggman Empire, and change it to the Robotnik Empire. I know she has like some sort of illness that needed to be cured, and she probably would have died without it. We could say it was found or something. Maybe she's like part cyborg, because I think that's what Eggman is. He's part cyborg. So she probably is also in a little bit. Did she still get shot? Maybe. Maybe that's why she's missing an eye. But when designing her, I looked a little bit at Eggman and his designs to try to figure out how I wanted to do this. There's a lot of elements you can obviously see are very Eggman inspired. With the jacket, I originally wanted it to be, up to her like chest, and at her chest, kind of like how her normal outfit is. And I think that would work if maybe this was a Maria that was maybe in her 20s or 30s. But this one is, like I said in the little intro spiel script thing, she's the matriarch. She is the leader. So at this point, since it's like 50 years later, I don't know her exact age in that, so she'd be probably in her late 50s or early 60s, I would assume. So I felt having her in a dress would make more sense. Still with this jacket thing. Still gave it like the poofy like shoulders parts of it. And on the shoulders I had like the little details. I don't know what exactly they are, bolts. They're on the 06 version of Eggman. They don't look super great. People know what they look like. I for sure, because she is older and all, had, even if it's a little faint, having like the marks on her like cheeks and near her eye to help convey the age, along with having her hair be a very like almost gray color with like strips of blonde still in it, which I'm like half kind of like how they came out. Probably need a little more practice to figure them out. And then also with doing this, I did look a little bit at Glacia from Pokemon to help figure out the kind of mature older woman vibe I wanted. And then also with the cane, to help get some ideas, I looked at Victor's cane from Arcane. Is it probably also a weapon? Probably. But I wanted something kind of very metal, almost scrapped together looking. And yeah, she is, in this lore, is also a doctor. I thought that would just be kind of interesting to do. I think it would make sense, since most of her family is. And in the lore, I hinted that the Chute also made a version of Shadow. A robotic version of Shadow before he's been found. And I just thought that would be an interesting idea. After all, that is her best friend, and just wanting to do something. And then the headshots at the side is just some ideas with emotions. Top one, a different form of neutral. Well, there's one that's very angry, a solemn one, and one that's actually happy. And she's in a more normal kind of lab suit. I still gave her goggles because I thought it would make sense. Similar to like how Eggman has his goggles on his head. Don't know how that would work with also the eye patch. Oh well. And still kept with blues. I know it's like only the top part that has that, dark blue. But I used that a lot more here because I thought it would make sense. With light blue in more other areas. And then white. And then added black, like how Eggman has like a lot of black used. Which is also why using the blue more than like the light blue, because the red on Eggman. Also, Eggman's like shoes partially were inspired the design for her heels. At one point I almost thought to give her pants, and I almost thought to do like some marks like the live action Eggman has, mainly in the second movie, on like the top. But the pants didn't think would work with the rest of this getup. Probably like the scientist outfit she wearing would work with, but not the main one. And the other marks, more so forgot and not sure entirely how I would use them anyway. I honestly kind of want to almost write more about this what if story because it sounds cool. But I might also just take parts of this for my own ideas because there's something about this Maria's design I like a lot and kind of want to do in one of my own series with like a older matriarch woman and with similar vibes to this, and think that'd be really cool. But what did you all think of this older Maria? Let me know in the comments along with other ideas I might try out. Like I said, I like this story that I came up with. If you see any like original story from me that sounds very similar to whatever I came up with here, yeah, it's definitely coming from this. And also looking at like the image, the finished image for this, I think a short hair version could have worked also, but I wanted to also still feel like Maria to keep with the long hair. But I think like a very short hair could have worked, just like getting rid of the part on the back, keeping the parts in the front that I've drawn here. But I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe to join our growing little Arcane town to be in the know for future videos, updates, and polls. There are some like Sonic ideas I do want to try at some point. No idea when that will happen, but keep an eye out for that. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later!